Hold on a second. Drop my camera. I had this all balanced up just right, and then it fell over. Okay, close enough. I haven't made a video in a while, and I wanted to kind of reach out. Also, this is kind of going to be a little bit of a brain dump. Excuse the airplane. Hold on a second. So I'm in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and there was a big conference last weekend. Suddenly really noisy when I tried to record the video. So there was a big conference last weekend in Bangkok for digital nomads. So digital nomads are people who make money online, they travel, they have lots of different kinds of online businesses. So there's a bunch of stuff that I can learn. And now I'm at a 10-day retreat for entrepreneurs called Get Shit Done, and it's just about, it's kind of like a summer camp for entrepreneurs, and we're going to focus on some of the projects we've been avoiding. So I have lots of projects. I've been focused on writing or some of my own creative projects. I haven't really maintained my platforms the way that I should have. So one of the main things I want to do right now in the next 10 days is kind of just fix all of my funnels. For a long time I've said kind of my platforms are broken, they're not converting very well. I've been complaining about, you know, what's not working or why I can't sell anything. If you've been following me for a while, you might know that I'm a little uncomfortable with sales and sales pitches. So if you don't have the confidence, like I know my content is good, people love my content, but my products, even though the content is so valuable, they're not as polished as some other people. And so sometimes, you know, I have a little bit of a lack of confidence when I'm trying to sell things. And so what I've been trying to do for the last couple of years is switch from active income, like client work, where people just pay me to do things. And that business worked really well. I have a lot of trust in the community. I can charge quite a bit of money for doing publishing related services, but that's not what I want to do anymore. So I've been trying to figure out how to use my existing traffic, which I get quite a bit of, and funnel it towards online digital products like templates or courses. So that's what we talk about when we talk about funnels. A funnel is somebody somehow signs up for something, they get into your system, and then hopefully you educate them, you provide a lot of value, you really help them out, and then you also lead them towards a sale. And so some of the things that I've been doing wrong, for example, is I provide so much free content that it's not obvious why they should buy anything else. What you kind of need to do, someone asked this recently actually about free books. The problem is if you get lots and lots of free book downloads, why do they need to buy anything? And for fiction or nonfiction, the main thing is you don't want to give away everything. You want to solve one small problem, and then you want to make it clear that there's a bigger solution. Like they've solved step one, but now it's really important they solve step two. And so you don't want to just like give them and satisfy everything without also letting them know that there's more that they need to learn. Even if it's fiction, you know, book one should be great, but you shouldn't end on a completely satisfying ending. You have to hint that there's more to the story that they can keep reading. So that's one little mistake I made. Basically today I've just been going through and fixing my funnels, my opt-in forms especially. I'm going to talk a lot about the things that I've been doing wrong, some of the big mistakes that I've made, and what I'm doing now to kind of fix them. I like to be really transparent about what I'm working on in my platform. Hopefully you can also learn from this. This won't entirely apply to fiction. I'll be mostly talking about my business platforms, so with nonfiction stuff, but you might still be able to use a lot of this for fiction. It's basically about, you know, when you have traffic on your website, there's so many planes today, I don't know what's going on. Hold on a second. So when you have traffic, if there's traffic on your website, you want to get them to sign up for something. So we generally call this like a lead gen offer or an opt-in bribe. For whatever reason, they're on your website somehow, and you offer them something that they want, that's attractive. And this is why you can't just say sign up for updates. Unless you're already famous, you need something specific that's going to solve a problem. If they're interested in your fiction, you want a free short story or free chapter, you want something specific with a nice cover, a nice graphic, so that they can see the value. And I'll talk a little bit more about boosting those opt-in rates in a minute. But the way a funnel kind of works is that they sign up for the free thing, then you provide a lot of value, and then you lead them towards, I have this other thing you might be interested in. So what I have been trying to do for several years, I have these DIY book cover templates. They've actually sold really well. I've sold a lot of them. They were never quite the full complete solution that I wanted them to be, because I've been building this online graphic tool for years and I put a lot of money into it, and it's about done. It's going to be awesome. But in the meantime, I have these Word templates, which are really useful. A lot of authors have been successful with them, but they're not, the perfect solution to book cover design, which is a weird, interesting thing. There's a lot of demand for DIY book cover design. Not a lot of people are offering any kind of templates, so I really like offering this solution. But what I've been trying to do is basically people sign up for a package of free book formatting or book design templates. I have 2 different websites just for those, and then I've been trying to upsell them into a complete DIY book design package that includes this big book marketing course and some other stuff. And I've kind of been adding more things because my conversion wasn't very good. And I get a lot of opt-in. So the conversion from, people signing up for the free templates and buying the package I haven't been satisfied with it. It's been going okay, but not super great. So part of the reason that is because if people are looking for formats or cover design, they don't necessarily want the other thing. They don't necessarily want a whole package, or maybe they don't want to buy something that includes this other book marketing course. That's not exactly what they want. So there's this idea of an intro offer that needs to match what they're looking for. So if they sign up for one thing, which is like DIY book formatting templates, my intro offer needs to match what they're looking for. I can't offer them all this other stuff. And also, when people first sign up with something, they're probably not going to be interested in buying something right away, even if my package, I've tried out different price points from like 87, 67, and I know other people are charging about that much for just one book cover template or just one book formatting template. I have a package of like hundreds of templates that includes a $297 book marketing course. So I've been kind of frustrated that I have all this value and I have great reviews and people like it so much, but I'm still not making the sale very well. So there's kind of 2 different ways to do it. On the one hand, right after they sign up, you can take them to a thank you page where you can make them an offer. And the problem in that regard is that when people first sign up, even if it's like 67 or 87, that's too big of a leap because I haven't provided the value yet. When they sign up, I have to first prove the value with the free stuff before they're interested in the paid stuff. So what can work, like for a while, I didn't even have like an opt-in offer. You call it a tripwire. Generally, a tripwire is like a low-cost, immediate offer to get some people to spend a little bit of money right away, because if you can do that, then you can really spend up on Facebook ads. That hasn't been my problem because I have organic traffic. I haven't tried to do Facebook ads yet, partially because I know that my funnel doesn't convert very well, so I haven't really had the courage to spend money on Facebook ads if I don't know that it's going to come back to me. So hold on a second, I lost my train of thought. So one of the mistakes that what I've been trying to do for a while is I didn't have any kind of a tripwire offer or an intro offer, and instead I tried to just put them through this really heavy education series, and I actually posted something in my Facebook group recently. Some people think my emails are way too long. You're supposed to write short emails full of stories that get them to click something, and then you have more value. My emails are just like massive info dumps. I have so much free content, so many free templates, so many extra resources that I know some people get overwhelmed. On the other hand, some people really like the content because there's just so much of it and it's different from what they've seen. So I think the jury's still out on what works or what people like. I do want to make sure I'm doing things that work and not just doing weird things because I feel like it's better. But what I've done today, hold on a second. So one of the things, I have an online mastermind where we talk about books and publishing and stuff, and I showed them my tripwire offer, my intro offer, and they thought it was ridiculous because it was higher price. I'm just trying to sell the book, the Epic Book Design package, and like I said, it's a bundle for like 67 or 87. I was even discounting it I think now it's going to be $197, but I'll discount it to $47. I'm still playing around with pricing, but the main thing is that it was just too big a jump, and so they really recommended I start with a $7 tripwire or a $17 tripwire. So what I've done now is fix some of my opt-ins so that when they sign up, they immediately go to this thank you page that gives them this one-time offer. So some people might decide to buy what they're looking for. It's a little bit of an upsell for a greatly reduced price. So instead of 87, it'll be 27. Some people might take me up. I'm still trying that out, so I'm not really sure. But one of the interesting things I found out, so that's kind of like one thing I'm testing with the DIY stuff is now when they sign up for the free stuff, they'll get an immediate offer to buy something else for much cheaper. But then, like instead of having one big package with everything, they'll get an offer for something super cheap. And then if they decide to get that, they'll get another offer for something else super cheap. So instead of the $297 course on marketing, that will be 91% off. It'll be $27. And the main thing is I just have all these courses and content, and I'd rather, some people buy something and get a bunch of value from me at a cheap price, rather than trying to sell these for more money, especially because I have so much other stuff, and it's not even my main offer. My main offer is the Guerrilla Publishing Program. So I'd like them to solve their book design problems or their writing problems, and then, if they need more help with the book marketing, they can upgrade to the full Guerrilla Publishing course and get my one-on-one feedback. I also like the idea of charging not very much for all the DIY stuff, and only charging money if you need my personal, help and feedback that takes up my time. So that's something I'm trying out. I'm going to set those thank you pages up with deadline funnels, which is kind of like just a countdown, so that's a one-time offer. They'll see it once and then that offer will go away. They won't be able to get that price again, but they'll go into my email funnel. And then I'll have a different offer. So instead of the very, very cheap, low cost intro offers, they'll get the regular offer, which is the DIY book package bundle. So I'm still figuring all that stuff out and adding it in, and I'll see how that goes. But I also want to comment in this video on the opt-ins, because the other thing I've really been struggling with, a couple months ago, I was trying to figure out opt-ins on my website, and what I wanted to have happen is basically use all my traffic and get more opt-ins. So the problem is not very many people click. I have sidebar offers. Most people don't even look at your sidebar, so they don't convert very well. What I did on my website was I put in a bunch of click trigger opt-ins, which are when you're actually reading the content, in the middle of the content, you have a little yellow box that says, make sure you upgrade to get this free book. I have a Guerrilla Publishing book. I have 3 or 4 or 5 free books I can give away. And again, I'm not even using Facebook ads to get people in my funnel at this point. That's kind of the next step, but I'm just trying to optimize my own traffic. So rather than just the stuff on the sidebar, I took away the pop-ups. I had exit intent pop-ups when people are leaving the website, something pops up. I might try those again. I might also try a bar at the bottom of my pages. But for now, I have these pop-ups with Optin Monster. I tried a whole bunch of things. I tried Thrive Leads. I tried I use MailerLite now, so MailerLite has its own landing page templates, which work really well. They convert at 40 or 50% for me, so that was good. But I wanted, rather than they click on something, I didn't want them to go to an external landing page form. I wanted a pop-up where they'll stay on my page, and it's a really simple, put in your email. And I tried that out. It's actually working really well. So what's happening right now is those are converting at 50 or 66 or 72%. They're converting a lot, which is awesome, but that's only for people who are clicking on those links. So they have to be reading my content, and then I have to have a box or a link. They have to click on the link. Then it converts super well. But a couple problems. One, with Optin Monster, and I had the same problem with MailerLite. Basically, MailerLite gives you a thank you page, but you can't redirect somewhere else. So Optin Monster gives you this really cool little flip over form, and I thought it was awesome that they could sign up for the free book and then immediately be offered the free book. I can just say, thanks for signing up. Here's the free book. Download it now. There's a button. I thought that was really cool. They didn't get any other offers. I wanted to focus on relationship marketing, which means they can just get the free book right away. The problem with that, even though I think people like that because it's just oh wow, here's the free book, I don't have to check my email or anything, the problem with that is that they don't check their email. So I got a lot of opt-ins, and especially for, on my main site, Creativity, I have the opt-in offer for the Guerrilla Publishing book, which goes into the Guerrilla Publishing funnel. It's a whole big thing I set up when I was in Bali a few months ago. I have like a webinar, but I'm not driving traffic. That's only the organic traffic from the Creativity site who's clicking on these links. And the problem is people are just downloading the free book, and there's no reason for them to check the email. If they already have the free book, they don't have to check the email, which means they're not getting my email series, and they're not seeing all this other awesome content that I built. I built this 3-video series, and then this like webinar. There's probably like 3 or 4 hours of really high quality content that nobody's watching because I just give the book away too easily. So one of the things I just set up now is that when and I was getting 10 opt-ins a day already, which is not a ton, but the problem is I have like 10 opt-ins a day is 300 people a month, and I actually have like 3,000 people who have signed up on this funnel, and only 90 people have seen that webinar. Only like 100 people have even seen all of these other new pieces of the funnel that I set up, and that's basically because I was just giving the book away without telling them they needed to go and check their inbox. So this is the importance of having a thank you page, where after they sign up for something, on your thank you page, you tell them why they need to check their email. So now I've told them, check your email to get a special bonus, check your email to get, you've got the book, but you can also get the workbook if you check your email. And I'm going to have this, video series. I'm going to have all these other things. This is what you're going to learn. And also I added some testimonials. So like, this is what other people said about this free email series. There's so much value. This is such good stuff. I had to make sure I tell people that on the thank you page, or else they're not going to be opening my emails. And so that's a big problem. If all my good content is in my emails, and only 30% of people who sign up are even reading my emails, that just means people aren't getting the value that I put out for them. And that's really important. So I've just changed that today so that people see the thank you page, so that I tell them exactly what they're going to get and why they need to check their emails. I'm hoping that improves my email open rate for that funnel. I'm sure it will, actually. So that's kind of something to keep in mind. The other interesting thing that I want to start doing that I haven't been doing, 2 things that I'm setting up today. One is Facebook bots, which I haven't really done. The idea with Facebook bots is when I, like on my thank you page, I could say, by the way, in 5 days, I want you to read the book first, but then I'm going to invite you to this exclusive webinar. Do you want to be reminded by Facebook Messenger? If they click into that and they say yes, or I can say, like, if you want the workbook, you have to add me on Facebook Messenger and I'll send it to you by Facebook Messenger. So I don't know that that's going to work, because a lot of people don't like Facebook, or they don't want, to give me access to their Facebook. They don't want those kind of messages. On the other hand, the open rates are obscene, because the open rates for Facebook Messenger are like 80 or 90%, because everybody checks Facebook all the time. The Messenger just pops up right away. So if they just get my little messages and they say, here's the workbook, here's day 1, here's day 2, don't forget, like, today's a big day, here's the webinar link. If those are coming up in Facebook Messenger, even if they're not opening all my emails, which, like I said, most people aren't opening my emails, they're still going to be engaged with the content, which is really important. So that's one thing I want to test out. The other thing I haven't done any of is Facebook ads with retargeting. So I can set up a Facebook pixel in my account. So after they opt in to my free book, they go to the thank you page, and I tell them why it's important for them to open my emails. I should have like a video on the thank you page. I haven't done this yet, but I might make one, because it's kind of just another way so that after they sign up, they can immediately see my face. I can tell them what they're going to get and why they need to open my emails. It might boost open rates a little bit. It's also really good for engagement, just talking to them and letting them know I'm a real person. But the idea is, I have a pixel on the thank you page so that once people have subscribed, I can also show them Facebook ads. And the ads doesn't mean like I'm selling something. It can just be reminders. I can say, don't forget to join the Facebook group. There's a 5-day challenge, a free 5-day challenge. Make sure you sign up for that and are engaged. And then when it's time for the webinar in 5 days, I can say, don't miss this free webinar. So that'll only show to people who have already opted in to my funnel. So eventually, like when I have all this figured out, I can really scale and I can do Facebook ads to a cold audience for the free book or the free webinar, and see how that goes. But right now, I basically just want my existing organic traffic who are already opting in to this list to get the free book. I just want them to see my content and to see this stuff that I've made for them because it's really valuable. Some of those people might upgrade to the full course. A lot of them might not, but even if they don't, they're going to get a lot of value out of all this content that I've made. I don't want them just to download the free book and forget about it, because I have a lot more to offer than the book, and it's hard to figure all this stuff out just with the book. So those are some things I'm focused on. One last thing is, like I said, I think I get 10 opt-ins a day from Creativity, which is my main website. It gets quite a bit of traffic, but those are only the click trigger pop-ups, which means when they're scrolling through my content and I have like a call to action or an offer, so that converts really, really well if they click the link. So what I need to do is get them to click that link as much as possible. So some of the things that I can do on my on my highest traffic sites, I'm gonna have to find another place if I do more lives this week where there's not airlines. We must be near an airport or something in Chiang Mai, Thailand. So hold on a second. So the other thing I can do, if they're already on my website, they're already reading my traffic, my content, I have really good content, really long blog posts. So I need to take my top 10 high traffic sites, and you want to have a content upgrade. So on my articles about book cover design, I want to offer them something about book cover design, like my cover design secrets book. On my articles about book marketing, I want to offer them guerrilla publishing. But if I just put the link and I say, sign up to get this free book, and I have a nice graphic, it's still not really enough. Some of the things I can do is also put some of the testimonials I have. I have a lot of testimonials for that free book. So getting them to even click that link, if I can add in nice graphics, if I can add in testimonials, if I could add in, I could put a video at the bottom of all of my great content saying, here's my free book, make sure you sign up and get it. There's other things I can do to boost that opt-in rate. The other thing I'll probably try to do today or soon is I used to have an exit intent pop-up, and I took it away because it converted really poorly, and by that I mean like 1%, maybe 1%, which is pretty bad. I think it was actually like 0.5%. On the other hand, I get like 2,000 visitors a day on my website, so 1% is like 20 opt-ins a day, which would already be more than I'm getting right now, because not everyone's going to click on those links and see the click trigger pop-up opt-in form. So I may want to go back and put some kind of exit intent pop-up, or just a scrolling, they call it like a hello bar, but just like a bar on the top or bottom of my website with an offer. And you can actually, with ManyChat is what I'm using for the Facebook bot options. So I could actually add something, either like a pop-up bar on the bottom corner or a scrolling bar on the bottom of my website that says like sign up to get my free book marketing cheat sheet. If people clicked on that, and it would take them to Facebook, and I would send them the workbook through Messenger, and then they would get into my Messenger bot funnel, and I could do the same things that I'm already doing on email, but with Messenger bot, and the open rates would be a lot higher. So that's kind of some pretty exciting stuff. I haven't really tested a lot of my funnels yet because I don't get a ton of traffic. With the DIY stuff, I do get a lot of traffic, so I know it's not converting well. And there's a lot of reasons for that, a lot of things I can work on. My landing pages, my sales pages especially could be so much better. I could have really nice video sales videos on the top of my sales pages. There's a lot of stuff I'm barely doing well. I have good content. I haven't been so good at with the sales. And mostly that's just presentations. So there's a lot of stuff that I can do better. It's exciting that I already have existing traffic, but if I want to really take my platform to the next level, I need to focus on scaling up, especially now that I have some digital products and assets and courses where it doesn't take my one-on-one time. So I really could be investing in ads and seeing a really big really big growth. Like I could double or triple my traffic or my sales basically, and my income really quickly once I figure all this stuff out. So there's a lot of opportunity there. I've been kind of I love just writing my own books and focusing on my own creative stuff. But on the other hand, I also have this opportunity to take my platform to the next level, and start doing things with bots or advertising, which are really exciting. So that's why I'm here at this digital nomad boot camp, basically, fixing some of the broken pieces of my funnel, learning how to get a little bit better and a little bit more advanced in my marketing. And also because like my guerrilla publishing course is about the basics of publishing, like how to basically put together a book that sells, that converts. And I've done that pretty well. I know how to get organic traffic. I know how to do like the basic stuff. So I can help most authors figure out the basics. But my next course is going to be the 21-day author platform, and it's going to be a lot more advanced. So I want to make sure I'm personally further along and further ahead than the average author is. So when you start off with, if you want to build a really strong, really big author platform and sell, guerrilla publishing is around the idea of selling 1,000 books, basically, 1,000 books a month. So building a platform that's big enough that you can sell, 20 or 30 books a day, which is not easy, but it's possible for most authors. But if you want to go bigger and sell a lot more and not just, make $1,000 a month, $1,000 a month, that was the premise of guerrilla publishing. So it's not necessarily 1,000 sales, but it's about $1,000 a month in income, which is about how much I make pretty easily on Kindle without, book marketing or advertising. And I haven't put out new books for like a year. I put out a couple novels this year, like one basically. I think I've done a lot of like updates, or I've finished some older projects, or I've finished some books I didn't even release. But I'm still making like a couple thousand a month without really doing a lot of marketing. So that was the promise of guerrilla publishing. But what I'm excited about, I'll let this plane go and then I'll finish up really quickly. So what I'm really excited about is to go to that next level. So I was in a group, the Write and Grow Rich box set, which actually made the USA Today bestseller list and the Wall Street Journal list last week. So that was really exciting. I want to do that for a standalone title. So I want to learn how to sell like 10,000 copies of my own book. So to do that, I need to get a little better with massive growth and ads and conversion and opt-in funnels and all of this stuff. So that's why I'm focusing on learning it, making sure that I can really dial in results so that I can finish. I'm going to start finishing some series, which means I can invest a lot more in advertisements for my fiction, and really get my fiction income up to a higher level. I also want to finish some general nonfiction. I have specific nonfiction books on marketing or publishing, but that's actually a pretty small audience. I want to do general nonfiction that's for a much broader audience so that I can start scaling and reaching more people. And I also want to be really shifting from the book marketing publishing guy into the creative genius history of literature and art kind of stuff. That's what I love to talk about and love to research. So I'm really excited about putting out a few general nonfiction books on those topics. But I want them to do really well, which means, scaling up my platform to a much larger audience quickly. So it's a 21-day author platform, which means, doing all this stuff right the first time really quickly. I'm really excited about that course. It's going to be awesome. But like I said, I want to make sure I know how to do everything before I start building that course and teaching other people how to do all this stuff also. So I hope this video helped a little bit. If so, let me know in the comments what you're working on. If you have any questions about opt-in forms, what you use for your opt-in forms. This video is not really about getting traffic to your website. I have other courses on getting traffic, but using your traffic and using your opt-in forms to get more subscribers. And then once they're on your email list, I hope I've mentioned a few things so that you can get your people like actually opening. I have a whole course on, it was 1,000 subscribers. Now I think it's called reader seduction, but it's basically like how to get people to opt in and write an email series that converts. But even if that's going pretty well, there's still a lot of opportunity for on your thank you pages, making sure people are opening your emails and continue to open your emails. So that's all kind of stuff that I know I can be better at, which is why I'm really working on that stuff this week, so that next week, 1st of November, I'm also going to outline 3 novels and hopefully finish. I don't know if I'll finish 3 novels at the end of this year because I'm writing sequels, and like the sequel to Shearwater is going to be long, like 120,000 words, because it has to be sort of, the first Shearwater book is like 140,000 words, so I need the sequel to be pretty long as well. The other kind of books I'm writing need to be 60K or 80K, so they're going to be longish books. I don't know that I'll finish all of them by the end of the year, but basically, I'm going to be finishing a bunch of my own projects for the rest of the year and helping the guerrilla publishing students who are already in my course to put out their books. And then next year I'll start that 21-day author platform course, which is going to be a lot more advanced because I've learned so much since I finished the guerrilla publishing course. I hope that helped a little bit. Goodbye from Chiang Mai, Thailand. Let me know if you have any questions or comments down below.